In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? My produced media product demonstrates the traditional conventions found within our set theme of film noir films. After conducting plenty of research to fully understand the familiar characteristics found within a film noir, my media group had pinpointed some of these effects and entwined them into our film. They include the use of shadows, tobacco, murder, femme fatales, and eerie lighting. These conventions create a strong sense of enigma and can be found repeatedly in numerous traditional noir films, such as The Big Combo and Dark City, both made in the 1950s. Leading on from this, our research included some of our film influences that helped us create some distinct scenes. A major influence was a 1998 British-American rom-com Sliding Doors, written and directed by Peter Howitt. The film's storyline follows the theme of a parallel world and the repercussions a female faces when she either catches a train or if she misses a train. Similar to this, our film follows this storyline of the parallel worlds. However, the consequences of the main character missing the train in Silentium are much more tragic. Another influence towards our film was the 1942 horror film Cat People, directed by Jacques Tourneur. Although this film is a horror, it demonstrates very similar conventions to a noir. This film has a key scene within it when a mysterious antagonist is following a femme fatale down a dark and lonely street. The sound of the femme fatale's heels have been foregrounded, thus creating an eerie effect which my group thought would be beneficial within our film. This scene is also shot at night using lampposts to help create shadows on the pavements as the characters walk. This is something my group has created during our following scene as we thought it would help enhance the film noir style. However, my group has worked to attempt at challenging these typical conventions by using modern features such as an iPhone and a lighter. This modern style is further enhanced with the influences from neo-noir film Sin City, which was written and directed in 2005 by Frank Miller. This film uses chroma key throughout, which encouraged my group to use special effects on some of our clips too, such as monochrome, when certain shots are turned to black and white. The repercussions of these modern influences help challenge genuine noir films and furthermore bring them into the 20th century. Despite these modern aspects, my group have not failed at following original conventions I have previously mentioned. Therefore, this allows our work to relate to real media products. How does your media product represent particular social groups? Firstly, my media film is shot with teenagers being myself, Holly and James. As we are all 16 to 17 years old, we represent a younger generation, which would make the film more relatable to teenagers. Furthermore, this also helps portray the capability of students to create a film following strict conventions, which as a result helps promote our youthful group. Another social group who we represent and who would also find our film noir intriguing are an older generation who have grown up watching film noir and may therefore become interested in watching a developed style with some slight differences as to what they were used to. Lastly, another group of people who'd relate to my film are females. Holly and James and I acknowledge the changing times throughout the use of females in leading roles. For this reason, the two main characters of our film are both women. As well as this allowing us to relate to femme fatales within film noir, this also helps promote modern changes of females playing roles with higher statuses. Adding to this, we have found that within a traditional noir film, females demonstrate a seemingly high status and usually take on a leading role, such as in Cat People, for example. Females portray particular conventions such as heavy makeup and high heels. Their characters also appear to create a sense of enigma too, which is possibly why they were so popular for this style of film. What kind of media institution might distribute your media product and why? There are various media institutions which distribute film noir films such as Paramount Pictures, Warner Brothers, Columbia Pictures and MGM Studios. These companies have distributed many film noir films including Among the Living, The Maltese Falcon, Gilda and High Wall. However, all these companies are American-based, and therefore for a media group who have created a niche British film, we may find it difficult to get the backing of such huge corporations. This would then lead us to turn to smaller British companies such as Revolver Entertainment, which has distributed many niche British films such as Ill Manners, Black Death and Dirty Love. Additionally, Revolver has also distributed a French noir film called 13 Tazimetti, which suggests that this production company may also be interested to help distribute our noir film. Who would be the target audience for your media group? Although our film may be of an interest to an older generation of people, my group's original target audience are of a younger range. This idea was influenced from the modern aspects which can be found throughout our film, but also due to the fact that research shows younger people tend to go to the cinema much more. The cinema is seen as a fun social event to hang out with friends or to even go on a date. Truthfully, adults may not have enough time for this type of thing, or they may find their social perks from eating out or having a coffee instead. Adults may even be put off by the idea of a cinema trip simply because the cinema is, nowadays, thought of as a useful outing. This is supported by statistics showing that roughly the average age for cinema goers is between 15 to 24 years old, so we have used this as an age range towards our film. As myself, Holly and James are also fairly young ourselves, it would seem only natural that our target audience would be similar. How did you attract/address your audiences? My group have worked to attract our audiences in several ways. Firstly, we've included the modern techniques, which as a result should address younger audiences. Some of these techniques consist of the use of an iPhone. We knew this would attract younger people because iPhones have recently become a highly popular phone for teens and young adults around the country. This is further enhanced by the use of a plastic lighter, which compares to olden styles of using a match to light your cigarette. My film also addresses older audiences throughout the film noir conventions traditionally found in the 1940s, which grandparents in particular would recognise. Seeing as our film relates to the people who have grown up in this era, they may then find it particularly interesting to watch and remember the vintage movies from their childhoods. Editing-wise, I have tried to be creative so shots become more interesting for our audiences. Therefore, some shots have been cut down to enable fast-paced edits, thus allowing a sense of adrenaline. In theory, this should benefit younger audiences who are more in tune with the excitement of scenes due to the popularity of modern action films. What have you learned about technologies from the process of constructing this product? As well as being aware of the massive step up from GCSE to A-level, from constructing this product I've picked up on many new things. These include conducting plenty of research on films which match the set theme helps my film to demonstrate essential conventions. It has also helped me to understand the necessity to use a variety of camera shots and styles in order to make a creative film. On a technical stance, I have learnt about the advanced skills whilst working on Final Cut Express. Initially, our film was put onto iMovie, which is a basic editing site letting me firstly put our film into its correct place. When exported it onto Final Cut Express, which allows a much more advanced editing quality. Although, primarily, I struggled when letting myself edit clips down, I've learnt that cutting away is essential to create the best shots. Furthermore, this knowledge has helped me to pay attention to detail. The software has also taught me how to change certain clips into various effects such as black and white or sepia, as well as flipping clips or speeding them up, which is essential for a section of our film. Web 2.0 plays a role in this process too. Web 2.0 is a new phase of the internet where the audiences are encouraged to make their own media material and share it with the people around them. Noticeably, this is something my group has took part in as we aim to share and get feedback from the peers around us. Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you've learned in the progression from it to the full product? The preliminary task helped me and my group to understand some basic filming conventions in order to allow our film to make sense and to look better. The preliminary task included the 180 degrees rule, where an imaginary line runs between the heads of the two characters in the shot. This line marks 180 degrees, and the camera is not allowed to cross this line when filming the speech between the two characters. My group have made sure that we have not broken this rule. The second part of the task is the shot reaction shot. This is demonstrated when a character performs an action and the reaction to this is recorded. For example, when characters are in a conversation, one person says something and the other character's reaction to this is recorded. Seeing as our film is 90% silence, this part of the task was not necessary for us. Lastly, we have match on action. This is when the start of an action is recorded and the second part of the action is captured in a separate camera shot. For example, this was used within our film when Holly walks through a door. We recorded a shot of Holly walking towards the door and beginning to open it, but then we cut it and placed the camera in the room she is walking into in order to catch Holly walking through the door. In conclusion, the preliminary task has helped me to progress in terms of filming certain shots which as a result make sense and look effective. Additionally, the task helped us understand the importance of continuity. For example, if a character has red hair in one scene, she then can't have blonde hair in another. This is something my group had to deal with and helped us realise how much easier things are to film all necessary shots in one day.